What mind-blowing facts would satisfy a 4-year-old? Most people have more than the average number of arms. A day on Venus takes longer to complete than a year on Venus. How? It simply takes longer for Venus to do one complete rotation around its own axis than it does for the planet to rotate around the Sun. Edit, from my memory I believe it's only like 10 to 15 days difference. But still an interesting fact. Another fun fact is aluminum used to be such a precious metal, and so expensive, that the top point of the Washington Monument is made of pure aluminum. At the time of construction, that aluminum would be about like capping it with platinum today. Bees tell their friends about good nearby flowers by dancing. A lot of the TV or internet videos she watches comes via undersea cables. A Siamese cat's fur color is dependent on its body temperature. That's why the colder areas of the body such as the nose, paws, and tail are darker than the rest. Kangaroos can't walk backwards. Edit, I want to make it clear that I have no idea who Daniel Tosh is. And when I say walk I mean hop. Most elephants weigh less than a blue whale's tongue. Tigers have striped skin. From the time Pluto was discovered until the time it was demoted from planethood, it still hadn't made one complete revolution around the Sun. Cashews come from a fruit. There's an island in Japan populated only by fluffy bunnies. Some species of burrowing spiders keep teeny tiny frogs in their burrows to keep it free of bugs too small for the spider to get that might try to eat the spider's eggs. This means that tiny frogs are spider cats. Otters have skin pockets for their favorite rocks. Giraffe tongues are black. Brigadier Sir Nils Olav is a king penguin. He is Colonel-in-Chief of the Norwegian King's Guard, as well as the mascot. He currently lives in the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland. Owls cannot be choked. Pineapples are a collection of berries. When a bee is chosen to be the new queen, they are given a special type of honey that completely changes their bodies. Kind of like how a Pokemon evolves. Super simplified, but it's still pretty cool to think about. Horses are more closely related to rhinos than to deer. It takes a little over 8 minutes for the light from the sun to get to Earth. There are more stars than there are grains of sand on all the beaches in the world. Cows can walk upstairs, but they can't walk down. Billy goats wee on their heads to smell better for the lady goats. Hippopotamus milk is pink. Some fish cough. Don't eat too many carrots or your skin will turn orange. That happened to my own daughter. Some frogs will glow when they eat fireflies. Before 1913 parents could mail their kids to grandmas, through the postal service. A polar bear's skin is black. Wow, gold, thank you so much. The building in the world with the most toilets is Wembley Stadium. Cows get excited when they solve puzzles. The filling in a Kit Kat is broken up Kit Kats. One time a guy ate an aeroplane. It took him several years but he did it. The little jump guinea pigs do when they're happy is called popcorning. When a cat walks towards you with its tail up, that means it likes you and is excited to see you. Elephants have a noise that means there are bees here, let's leave immediately. They played golf on the moon one time. I will add more if I think of them. What topics does she like? Making pennies cost more than their actual value. I once told my son that there was a scientist for everything. So we started a tradition where he'd pick something to see if there were people that studied it. And I'd give some age-appropriate examples of what they do. Edit, thank you for the silver. Might suggest the study of metals and alloys and when we use what kind. He's always talking about the different eras of human history, primitive age, modern age, future age, etc., so it'd be a good segue to Iron Age. Bronze Age. Editing again to add. Since it's been mentioned in so many replies. Apparently the podcastologies is like this. May not have the most family-friendly vocabulary. But I don't know, I haven't listened to any of it. The distance from your inner elbow to your wrist is the same as the length of your foot. This one is fun because it sounds insane, the forearm looks longer. But if you put your foot to your arm you see that's it's accurate. If you put both hands in front of you and write a word, Your non-dominant hand will write an exact mirror of your dominant hand without you having to think about it. It will work with shapes too if she's too young to write words. There are more ways to arrange a deck of cards than there are stars in our galaxy. This list of what groups of animals are called. I.e., a group of elephants is a parade. A group of owls is a parliament. A group of wild cats is called a destruction. https://grammar.yourdictionary.com/word-list/list-of-for-groups-of-animals.html. A woodchuck belongs to the family of ground squirrels. Pineapples used to be so expensive that people would rent them as a centerpiece for their party. Scotland's national animal is a unicorn. A single strand of spaghetti is a spaghetto. At birth, a baby panda is smaller than a mouse. Violin bows are usually made from horsehair. The color red doesn't make bulls angry, they are colorblind. Herringfish communicate with flatulence. If you heat up a magnet, it loses its magnetism. It snows metal on planet Venus. Garlic attracts leeches. In 1992, a shipping crate full of 28,000 rubber ducks fell off a ship. They kept washing up for years. Edit, haha, you thought I was gonna say thanks for the silver and gold. Edit, but seriously, thank you for the silver and gold. Horses can't vomit. Male lions sleep 23 of the 24 hours in a day. Rabbits usually sleep during the day. But they often sleep with their eyes open so you can't tell. If you look closely. Sleeping bunnies don't twitch their noses, smiley face. There is a planet in our solar system populated entirely by robots. Bunnies can't move their legs independently. Which is why they can't walk, only hop. Wombat POO is cube-shaped. For a while Melbourne was called Batmania. The elephant is the only mammal that can't jump. All bananas are identical clones of each other. Parrotfish are responsible for most of the sand in the world. They eat coral looking for the good stuff and spit out the chewed up pieces, which happens to now be sand. When a dog is play fighting with you, they sneeze to tell you that they're playing. Bats are more closely related to humans than they are to rats. Bats have webbed fingers which allow them to fly. The world's smallest bat is the size of a bumblebee. Not all bats come out at night. Some bats come out during the daytime. Some bats only eat fruit. Some bats make their house, nest, according to gender. You'll have an all-male nest and an all-female nest with the babies. Baby bats are called pups. A single bat can eat half of their body weight. Or up to 1.000 mosquitoes a night. Last but not least. Bats are awesome. Smiley face. A horse with a horn is called a unicorn. A horse with wings is called a pegasus. A horse with a horn and wings is a pegacorn. This is useful knowledge for 4-year-old girls, and she should practice getting it correct now. As an extra bonus, Mandarin for zebra translates as ribbon horse. Similarly, giraffes are long-necked deer. And pandas are big bear cats. That fact that you're asking this just shows that you are probably a phenomenal parent. Yawns are contagious. There was more time between the Stegosaurus and the Tyrannosaurus rex than between Tyrannosaurus rex and humans. Giraffes have the same number of vertebrae in their neck as humans. You share 60% of your DNA with a banana. You are 60% banana. In the light spectrum, all colors combined equal white. While in art, all colors combined equals black. The speed needed to break the sound barrier is lowest at sea level due to air density. Lobster used to be considered a poor man's food. In the 17th and 18th centuries, American colonists found an overwhelming amount of lobster on the shore in giant mounds, sometimes up to a man's knees. There was so much of it, in fact, that a child could go down to the shore and come home with buckets full of dinner. People became sick of it and started feeding it to their farm animals, while natives used it as fertilizer. Due to this, it gained a stigma, being associated with poverty. The only people who ate it were slaves, indentured servants, and prisoners. A group of servants from Massachusetts actually sued because they were so sick of eating lobster, and the courts ruled they would only have to eat it 3 times a week. It wasn't until the 1800s this started to change because railway managers discovered if they charged for lobster as if it were a delicacy to people who did not know its disgusting reputation, then people did actually like it. By 1920 it becomes the food of choice for the world's aristocrats. However, its popularity took a dive during the Great Depression and once again became a poor man's food. But by 1950 it had come back in fashion as the luxury food we know today. Jupiter is a gas giant. Just like Uncle Johnny. You can always see your own nose. But your brain learns to filter it out. You can always feel your own tongue residing inside your mouth. The only thing you are able to see clear is the exact spot you're looking at. Your brain just fills in the rest. Oh. And the periphery of your vision is in black and white? Thanks for watching.